talking about.
Is this white?
We're talking about skin color.
I don't care. Is this white?
We're talking about skin color.
I don't care. Tell me your question.
Your skin
Is it
color
white?
is white.
No, it's not. This is
Not
white.
that white. That's an object. We're talking about
Is
skin color.
This is the same color.
You're white.
This is the option.
So what you think
pick
you
one.
are? You think what color are you?
I'm peach.
Bro.
Stupid.
Don't call me stupid.
What are you gonna be when you grow up?
Barack Obama.
Who?
Barack Obama.
You're gonna be Barack Obama?
Who was he?
My color is white.
Mm-hmm. Your skin is white.
Because I'm white.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not black.
No.
And I'm going to be black when I grow up. And then I'm going to be a big kid. When I be a big kid, I will be black.
Okay.
Like, oh, why do you hang out with so many black people?
I'm my own person. I'm a strong black woman.
Why you act like a black woman? Everyone wants to imitate them. Well, let me give you a Philippine lesson, my friend. We Filipinos have black African blood. That is correct. And that's why many of us Filipinos have curly hair, have dark skin, have big nose trail like mine, and big lips like mine. And if you see that I have a black woman attitude, that means I have a black African blood. And therefore, that makes me a black woman. And since I am a Bisaya girl, that means I have a strong black African blood. And we Bisaya people, especially the girls, we have very strong African blood. Okay? So now you know we are sister, even if you deny it. Blech.
Right, welcome back again. This is the Blacks Empire. Okay, now do you agree with me that black is a beautiful color? And do you agree with me that there are some white people who admire to be black? Okay, as much as there are white people who admire black people who admire white to be whites. That is why some go to an extent of bleaching themselves. But again, there are a big number of white people who admire black as a color. Do you understand? Do you agree with me? I don't know if you do, but I just want to tell you that it's true that there are white people who admire black as a color. I've been watching these clips and I was like, oh, okay, so black is beautiful? Because if there's some people who want to be black, they don't even want to be called whites. They want to behave like black people. They want to walk like black people. And I'm like, okay, so black is beautiful. And as much as there are a lot of racists and segregation and all that discrimination on black people, there are white people who actually want to be black people. Wow. I didn't know, but it's true, is what is happening. Yeah, the black people out here, the white people out here who want to be black. Some are even bleaching themselves. Some are even doing, I don't know what is it, but they just want to be black. And black is beautiful. I want you to watch these videos. Then we'll come and have a discussion later.
Like it. When did you start deceiving people and telling them you were black when you knew their questions were pointed in a different direction? When someone said to you back then, are you black or white? And you'd say, I'm black. You didn't say, I identify as black. You'd say, I'm black. When did you start deceiving people?
Well, I do take exception to that because it's a little more complex than me identifying as black or answering a question of, are you black or white? I was actually identified when I was doing human rights work in North Idaho as first transracial, and then when some of the opposition to some of the human rights work I was doing came forward and started, the next newspaper article identified me as being a biracial woman, and then the next article, when there were actually burglaries, nooses, etc., was this is happening to a black woman, and I never corrected.
Well, why didn't
that.
you correct it? You knew it wasn't true.
Well, because it's more complex than being true or false in that particular instance.
But the cynics and the skeptics will say you didn't correct those
I didn't
reports
correct those reports.
because it worked for you, because it helped you meet your goals. Is that fair?
I don't necessarily think that's fair. I think not just at that time, but before then too, I have had to answer those who have seen me, and because I'm a black hairstylist, have styled my hair in many different ways, have been identified as mixed, light-skinned, black, etc. And I've had to answer a lot of questions throughout my life.
You've changed your appearance. Your complexion appears darker than it did in the photos of you as a young lady. Have you done something to darken your complexion?
I certainly don't stay out of the sun, and I also don't, as some of the critics have said, put on blackface as a performance.
Yeah, let me address that, because some people have said that the way you've changed your opinion is akin to putting on blackface. And Jonathan Capehart wrote in the Washington Post, blackface remains highly racist no matter how down with the cause a white person is. Do you understand what he means by that?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Do you agree with it?
I have a huge issue with blackface. This is not some free birth of a nation mockery blackface performance. This is on a very real, connected level. How I've actually had to go there with the experience, not just a visible representation, but with the experience. And the point at which that really solidified was when I got full custody of Isaiah, and he said, "You're my real mom," and he's in high school, and for that to be something that.
All right, so a particular guy, a white boy, feel fluent in Nigerian accents. I don't know. He has grown in Nigeria. I think he was born in Nigeria. He confidently claims his African identity. He speaks with the ease of somebody who has lived the language, the culture, the rhythm of Nigeria. Yes, despite his impressive command of the accent, skin color is telling a different story because he's still white. The guy is already feeling like he's African. I need you to watch this video. We'll come back to talk about it.
I think this is enough justification for why I am the way I am at the end of the day. As you can see here, this is me right here, this white Oyinbo, this pale face in this photo. And that is really just the justification I need to give you today. But let me elaborate a little bit. This was my graduation photo in high school. I was the only white boy in my class for many, many years throughout school. And I never felt different, because there's one thing about me, is that in spirit, I'm a maker. I'm a maker in spirit. In spirit, I'm a Nigerian guy. Okay, I have been inhibited by the culture because it is part of me. And mind you, a lot of my friends were from West African countries. Therefore, I used to go to their places, I used to hang out with their parents. And my father himself, hey, God, if I show you this man, you'll never believe. He's an African man, okay? He's an African man. He's white too, but he's an African man. I come from 4 or 5 generations of my family living in West Africa. It is not we just moved there for work or something. My father is born there, my grandfather is even born there. It is a long line, my friends. We are very, very, very old in that continent. So think twice before you come from.
Welcome back again. Yeah, I want black people to get to a point where they really, really love themselves. A long time ago, I used to be told, white is good, white is better than black. And I was like, and we grew up knowing that white people look good, okay? We used to see these white people and we celebrate, telling, whites are, a country and all that, because we thought maybe whites are better than blacks. But as you're growing up and learning to know a lot of things, we've come to realize that, black people are actually better, and black as a color is good, and you need to embrace and appreciate what the kind of a person that you are. Yeah, I didn't know that people out here who are white people and they wanna be black. They like to be black, like they see black as a beautiful color compared to white. Even children's, they are obsessed with black as a color. They know black is better and black is beautiful. That is what they know. I didn't know that. I just knew it because I'm beginning to see it and I'm like, oh, wow. So there are black people who actually want to be, there are white people who actually want to be black. It's interesting. Yeah, it's very interesting. It really tells people out here that we as black people should be proud of ourselves. You know, there are other black people who don't want to be black. They don't like being black. And I'm like, so why don't you want to be black? Why don't you want to look black? Because they think black is bad or something like that. But they're actually people who are white, they want to be black. Yeah. That one caught my attention. And I really thought I could do that video. Yeah, it really caught my attention. There are black, white people who want to be black. Even kids. I've seen kids who are saying, you know what, mommy? I want to be a black person and something like that. I am black. I am not white. Because they admire maybe when they walk around and play out there with their fellow black kids, they feel like, wow, black is beautiful than white. Yeah? Tell me what you think in the comment section. I'll do my best to make sure I read the comments and give a response where possible. This is Black Empire.